Hello again and welcome to the rat splatting division of the Squirrel Hunter channel. It's 5:15 in the evening and I'm already seeing rats sighing around one of our favourite pallets by the feed store. Wasn't long after that one went away, this one comes into view, about 10 minutes later, quite a chubby one. Made him square in the front of the face with RWS Supermag in 177, which knocks him clean onto his side and kills him stone dead. Hardly any twitches on that one, as you can tell. Almost as big as my welly, not the biggest we've ever had here, but pretty large nevertheless. So I move his corpse to the front of the pallet in the hope it would lure the rats into a more favourable shooting position. And straight after that I get my knife out to adjust a few bits of my kit and probably slash my finger open. Now Florence Nightingale I'm not, and trust me this looked better at the beginning of the evening than now at the end, but a bit of electrical tape and McDonald's tissue work wonders in the field, I can tell you. Just to the left of the pallet I was looking at, this fella pops into view. Before I have a chance to focus, I slam him in the head with a nice hard headshot. He kicks a little bit, just kicks out of sight in a second, just see him to the left of the picture, and that's where he dies. I go to check on him, and there he is, lay dead in the nettles. I move position into the duck pond area and catch this fella sat out in the field, nibbling at something on the ground, waste no time and drop him a nice headshot. Always like to keep an eye on them afterwards, just in case. He looks stone dead. Bit of helicopter tail, and one flip, and that was his lot. Over to the right, I spot this one, right by the post, so I hit him a nice headshot. His mate rushes over to see what's wrong, and he goes the same way. Nice 1-2 there. And that's the last three I shot. I pulled them out just to have an inspection and to collect up the bodies as I'm going along. As I scan around I spot this fella on the hedgerow right in the back of the duck pen. He's out of focus, he's so far away. I waited and he came up to the same spot the last one's got dropped on. I didn't realise this one in the foreground was actually alive. I thought it was one of my carcasses I've upped before. I dropped that one, nice high body shot. So I quickly reload and scan for that last rat. I've paused it there to show that I actually put the crosshair straight across his head as I was scanning for him without even seeing him. As I go over to the shed where I thought he went, play with the IR so I can get a better view. No joy, so I scan back over, missing him again, and spot this fella having a bit of nibbles from grain. So I take aim on him and miss by hitting the dirt just in front of his head. Seems quite panicked now, but he still wants to have something to eat. So he grabs a bit of grain. He's not hanging around much. And there he is. He just suddenly decides to stop and eat it. I didn't make any mistake with the second shot. Knocked him clean over. Just the gleam of his lidless eyes staring back at me. No need for a follow-up there. Quick scan around. Yep, he's still there. And there's a shot. Nice headshot, stone dead on the ground. So I go over to the upturned trailer and immediately see activity down the side at the back. So I decide to stake it out for a while. While I'm sat there with my binocular, scanning round to the left, I spot this fella sat out in the open eating something. So I take aim at him, get the safety catch off, and drop him a nice solid headshot there. Cut the flips and a bit of helicopter tail. Quick reload in case I have to take an insurance shot. The helicopter tail gives the game away. He's going nowhere. This rat was probably a medium-sized rat for this place. As you can see, not a bad specimen. Definitely better dead than alive. Still in the same position, I spot this fella right on the guano dump running towards me. So I turn round and take him a nice hard headshot. I had no chance to focus, I decided to shoot rather than focus. I'm focusing now. Get a better picture. It's better to have poorly focused dead rat than a very well focused live one. There he is, laying some rotten apples. Round to the back of the sheds now, where I spot this eye peering at me from the bushes. Stick a pellet straight in his head. Quick check, there's a corner of that shed there. Very often a rat will stick its head out. But not this time. And there he is, dead in the bushes. Nice big patch of blood to the right there. Back over to where I've started. I'm looking up between the sheds now at about 30 yards. Take a long range shot, as you can tell by the flight time of that pellet. It's not a close shot. A telltale flip about on the ground. Little wave of a tail. That's what he was when I went over to inspect him. Nice headshot at about 30 yards. So I go over to the duck pond area again in my favourite shed, and this absolute beast of a thing crawls out from under the corner. It looks like he might wander away again. He turns back one last time. I hit him in the head with a nice headshot. You can see the pellet climbing there, just by the side of his eye, climbing to hit him in the brain. So the first shot was good. But unbeknownst to me at the time, I reload. I just contemplate a secondary shot on him just in case. He starts to twitch, so I take a quick one. So that's 2 shots to the head. He still jumps around like a world-class breakdancer. He managed to kick under the shed somehow. There's no way it could be conscious thought. And then rolls out the side, as I found him later. And there he is, exit wound. And he's got another one in the top of his head. Should have measured him really. It's another failure of mine to press record. Small rat under a pallet. That's the aftermath anyway. A few twitches. There he is, dead. Back to the upturned trailer. This one sticks his head out and I stick a pellet straight inside of it. Rather helpfully, he kicks out. He wedges his head in a little hole. And that's a good old helicopter. You can see a pair of eyes at the back. And stick a pellet in them. So another one bites the dust. And that's the end of him. That's what he looked like when I fished him out the hole. Just to the left in the bushes I spot this fella and drop him a nice headshot. I hit him on the opposite side and it bulged his eye right out. Nice head impact there. Over to the duck pond area and this half-grown rat runs towards me and I freehand him straight in the side of the head. I reload and look at him and that looks the end of him. Bit of helicopter tail. Oh, toes up time. No, it's going to roll across the floor. I can only assume he's putting pressure by spasming with his tail. It's caused him to roll down the bank. Never quite seen this happen before. And that's where he finishes. Toes up time again. There he is. Caught him a little bit low, but he's only little. And those pellets do a lot of damage. I spot this fella through the mesh, line up on him, and he starts to move. A bit of a trauma in my magazine again. So sorted out. And I lose the rat. So I scan around in case there's any more. I spot one having a crafty munch of the duck food. Drop a nice solid headshot. That's it, he looks toast to me. Going nowhere. Straight after I turned off he did 2 backflips and landed against the shed. So you can't be right all the time, can you? Back to where I started again. I hit that with a nice headshot. So over to the left where I shot the other rat. Does a jump about, disappears from view behind that tyre. When I go over to find him, he's jumped out into a puddle. That's why he's sopping wet. Spot this movement on the guano tump. This little fella pokes his head out. I waste no time in dropping him a nice shot to the head. As I reload, there's a flip and lands there. I'm watching for a second, no movement, and that's where he snuffs it, in the muck. I'm sat by the upturned trailer again, and yet again more rats appear to the left by the other shed. This one's sticking his little head out. I line up on him. It sounds like a head impact. On closer inspection, it was good. It's only a half-grown rat. Like I said before, they don't take a lot to stop these. As I scan to the left, I spot this fella on what starts to be an epic 5 minutes of shooting. I drop him with a clean headshot, straight on his side. Nice bit of helicopter tail. Thrashes around there. And he's toast. No need for an insurance shot. Then as I scan to the right, I spot this little fella munching on something, knock him straight into the ditch at the base of that shed. You see a tail twitch there. When I look down there, it's just a tail poking at the hole as he's kicked underneath it. So I fish him out. It's a perfectly good brain shot. So he's going to go nowhere. But before I fished him out, I scanned back to my left again. And there's yet another rat having a little drink. So I line up on him, and knock him clean over with a nice headshot next to the other one I shot. So that's turned into quite a productive little area there. Nice bit of helicopter tail. I can only assume his mate's activity had attracted his attention. If I'd only stayed there long enough, I probably would have seen him sooner. I just turn my recorder off, another one sticks his head out. He jumps back in, and sticks his head out, and hits him in the head with a pellet. You see the one's leg kick at the front. That's out soon after shooting that one. So it must have been attracted by the noise, or the movement. Maybe even the smell of blood, I don't know. So that's 3 down in the same area, in the space of a few minutes. Like I said before, this was a productive area. Or seems to be. There's 3 on the ground. And that one's done for. I shut my recorder off yet again, and as soon as I do that, another one sticks his head out, followed by another one. I couldn't quite believe my eyes at this point. This one's sniffing at the first one I shot in this area. I line up on him, and shoot him straight in the ear hole. This one thinks he's safe, and I hit him straight in the top of the head. He dies behind that board there. Quick scan around, is there any more? Doesn't appear to be at the moment. Someone stole that one's rat motorbike. Usually if they make a bit too much motion beyond a few seconds, I usually give an insurance shot just to be on the safe side. I don't want them suffering, even though they are rats. That's him sorted. There's now 5 on the ground now. I pulled the one out from behind the board, and there they are. About 10 or 15 minutes after these 5, this one comes out. He's sniffing very intently at that blood splat there on that back piece of board. He's not keeping his head very still for a shot. And a good old sniff up and down and around. Then he does that. I drop him a nice shot to the head. And a pellet come through and hit the board behind. It passed straight through his skull. That's what he looked like when I fished him out. And that should be the exit wound, I do believe. And back up to the duck pond area again. No messing this time. Straight in the side of the head for this rat. Bit of helicopter tail. And a few kicks. He's not very well at all. This one comes in, I think I'll get another shot. He scampers away. I'm not sure if it's the other rat scaring him, because it's a lot bigger, or whether he knows he's in mortal danger. But that one's toast. When I roll him over, he's made a lovely rat print out of his own blood. Quite disgusting, really. I was looking for that little fella that scampered off. Under the shed I spotted movement. I worked out where his head end was. Went for a high body shot, trying to slip it under his armpit into the heart and lungs. If I go a bit forward, I'll hit him in the back of the skull. Then he rolls around. I put an insurance shot straight in the side of his head. This was pretty much unretrievable where it was. So far under the shed I couldn't reach it. Back over to the upturned trailer area again. Spot another set of eyes, or even just the one actually. Side on to me, nice profile shot. Take aim and fire. Sounds like an impact. Keep watching for any movement. Thought he saw something. Accidentally turned the recorder off, turn it back on to catch the helicopter tail. Go over to inspect him. It's a nice high body shot. I was aiming for the head actually, but he's still dead nevertheless, so not a problem. So back over to where I started, and I'm spotting these rats at about 40 yards away now. I spot one quite stationary against the side of the shed, so I line up on him for a headshot, and I think the pellet must have got blown offline. It turns out it's a high body shot. Can't see any movement. He's stuck in a hole. When I go and fish him out the hole, that's the exit wound. So it dropped him clean. So I was quite impressed with that. Then the moon started to shine a bit brighter, and it got a lot quieter. So I called it a night. And here we have, as the title of the video suggests, a bowl of rats. This will be the UK standard version. It's about 30 rats to a bowl of varying sizes. So that'll be the new rat measuring device from now on. If you talk about a bowl of rats, it's around about 30 average size ones. When you stretch them all out on the floor, that's what they look like. There's quite a few hefty looking rats in there. Most of them seem to be taken when it was really dark, either when the clouds covered the moon or before the moon got really, really bright. And the small ones didn't seem to care either way. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.